The relationship I have with people that come to my shows is that they don't necessarily have to agree with everything, as long as I'm not preachy. Like in Dark Pale, I have stuff about global warming. And when you travel around the country doing material, you can get a different sense with how an audience is taking in a premise. And so there are times when, not a majority, but you can feel someone in the audience, when I'm talking about global warming, someone in the audience will be like, all right, I don't necessarily agree with this premise, but I think you're funny and I want to see your take on this. So there is something kind of, it's, in this divided America that we live in, that is this nostalgia for, we don't necessarily agree with everything, but it's a decent vehicle for comedy.
You, for a long time, have been known as the clean comic. You're the clean guy. You're the Catholic guy. You're the guy with a lot of kids. There's a certain kind of squeaky clean image that goes along with that. And yet, I've watched your stuff. You talk about death. You talk about diarrhea. You talk about, and you talked about your politics. You've talked about your beliefs. You've talked about where you stand on social issues. That runs, I think, in some ways contrary to that image. What's that about?
I think some of that is, the entertainment industry is perception. And in a lot of ways, you don't have control over that. And in a lot of ways, it's none of your business, right? So I remember initially kind of being resistant to being known as the clean comedian, just because, the only adjective that really matters with stand-up is funny. But, and I remember thinking, well, I have, like in one special, I had like 5 minutes on cancer. And people were like, he's still clean, he talks about food. So it's like, you don't have control over what people will take away or what people will assign to you, and so it's a strange thing where I kind of go with the flow, and I also, it's like I've had numerous acting roles, yet with every acting project, people are always like, what's it like to be an actor? And these are intelligent people that have seen my IMDb page, but in their perception, I am a guy who only tells jokes about food.